My job, mostly as a sportscaster, is to watch sports and give you the answers. Why did blank happen? That's my job. 75% of my job is to watch sports and react to it. You tune in every day. What'd Colin think about that? Okay. Now, 25% of my job is to theorize on what's going to happen next, predict what's going to happen next, tell you who's going to win this game. But a big chunk of my job is to watch sports and give you answers. And there was one story all NFL season, I even joked about it, I couldn't figure it out. It was the unsolved mystery of the NFL. How the hell is Nick Foles better with the Philadelphia Eagles than Carson Wentz? Carson Wentz is a way better player. It was our unsolved mystery. It makes no sense. Nick Foles appears from nowhere as a career backup. And in must-win games, he's 7-1. MVP of the Super Bowl for a career backup, who was the sixth best quarterback in his own conference his final year in college. It makes no sense. Well, folks, the unsolved mystery, this morning, it got solved. According to various players and sources within the organization, Carson Wentz, quote, selfish, didn't run many of the concepts because he felt that was, quote, Foles stuff. So a month ago I said on this show, I said the only thing I knew about the Foles-Wentz thing was that I was told that Foles was more reliant on coaching, less talented guy, that makes sense, easier to coach. And I said a month ago, Wentz was a little tougher to coach because like anybody that's really talented, Cam, Rodgers, Wentz, they're more reliant often on themselves and a little bit less reliant on coaching. That's all I knew. And today it's been confirmed. Foles is easier for the staff to coach. And that, by the way, this is a very human thing. And I don't want to see everybody bang on Carson Wentz. Folks, this is what would happen with anybody in that situation. Tom Brady, an absolute legend, with not only a trophy case, probably has a trophy room or two, his 9th Super Bowl, he felt somewhat threatened by Jimmy Garoppolo, who won a single game. And Garoppolo got traded for an end table. And that's Tom Brady. If you're a star or a top draft pick and you get hurt and your understudy comes in and wins a Super Bowl, it's incredibly human for you to kind of bristle when you come back and say, I want to run my plays, I want to run his plays. Carson Wentz is just like anybody. Hell, Brady, according to various reports, didn't love the fact that his understudy was right behind him. Didn't want him there. So, you know, the story, by the way, says that Carson Wentz plays favorites. Do you see who supported him in the story? Zach Ertz. When Zach Ertz and Wentz are together, they're like, you know, bosom buddies. They're buddies. That's who he throws to. Not a shock, the one guy that supported him in the story and said it's not true is Zach Ertz, his favorite target. So, yes, this is sort of what I was told about a month ago. Now, there's much more severe quotes. He's arrogant. He's selfish. The story also said he's an incredibly hard worker. He's brilliantly talented, and a lot of people like him, but he's harder to coach. So, to be honest with you, the only thing that would be surprising is if there wasn't a little tension in the room. Star gets drafted, star gets hurt, understudy comes in, gives the city its first Super Bowl, and you don't think the star's going to have a little ruffled feathers? Of course he is. And there is no moral to the story other than Carson Wentz is human. And how do you solve this story? Very easily. Smart teams do this all the time. You trade Nick Foles, and there's a sucker out there that's going to overpay him and give you more players than he's worth. Carson Wentz is clearly the future. Carson Wentz is clearly more talented. Carson Wentz is absolutely who you should build around. And Nick Foles, there's a sucker every minute. We'll pay him a fortune, trade multiple players, and Philadelphia will do what New England does, what the good teams in this league do. manipulate the suckers. I mean, isn't that what New England's done for years? You ever notice how often New England trades with Cleveland and Buffalo? Ever notice that? You ever notice they don't trade with like Philadelphia, the smart teams, very much? New England, this is what they always say about great baseball hitters. Great baseball hitters don't hit the aces. They hit the 3-starter and the 4-starter and the middle relievers. New England and Philadelphia are two of the best-run organizations in football. And they're going to make trades for years and years with poorly run teams like Detroit, like with Cleveland, like with Buffalo. So this is an easy problem to solve. Move out of the Nick Foles business, trade him for somebody, get some pieces, draft another quarterback to back up Carson Wentz. It's all good. But the only surprise here would be this didn't happen. If Brady and Garoppolo had tension and he played a game and a half, you don't think Nick Foles getting Philadelphia its first Super Bowl? That's not going to create a little tension? Of course it is. So John, our unsolved mystery, the unsolved NFL mystery of this year, Joy Taylor, it's been solved.